No perfect seasons. What's going on? Another week has gone by in the NFL. Means another week in the books for fantasy. It is Tuesday. It is wrap-up day, checking your stats, get your team ready for next week. However, this is the Fantasy Flex Week 9. We're here to bring it to you, so let's get up in it. Let's get up into these divisions right now. North Division right now, that's being headed off right now strongly by the Orlando Pain. He has an 8-1 record. Next team behind them is 2 games back, which would be myself, the Florida Sharks, who is tied with the Bronx Giants. We both have 6-3 records, followed by the Woodruff, who's 3.5 back with a 4-4-1 record. Then you got the New York Hitmen heading up the back of that division, 5.5 back with a 2-6-1 record. And as we switch it on over to the South Division, that right now is being headed strongly as well by the K-Town Predators, who also sport an 8-1 record. Then you got 2, 3, and 6 teams behind him who are 5 games back in that division. That's right now being, there's a fight right now for that one between the Tampa Bay Bulls and the Tallahassee Expendables. And then behind them at 6 games back, you got the Late Greats and the 82s, both holding down 2-7 records. And that is the division standings as of week 9. So get ready for week 10. People can still make moves. Playoffs is just like the regular playoffs. It's not that BS. Only 4 teams make it in, so you got buys and all that. Let's get up into last week's standings, or last week's matchups, excuse me. First matchup between the Tampa Bay Bulls and the Florida Sharks. The Florida Sharks took that matchup 144-111. Leading scorer for the Bulls was Joe Flacco with 22 points. Leading scorer for the Sharks was Michael Vick with 27 points on last week's matchup. Next up, you had the Late Greats taking on the New York Hitmen. Late Greats putting up 72 points against the Hitmen's 133. So the Hitmen getting the win in that one, taking them out. Leading scorer for the Late Greats, Jay Cutler with 22 points. Leading scorer for the Hitmen was the Saints defense and special teams with 31 points on last week's matchup. In that one game that they had last week, obviously. The 82s last week taking on the K-Town Predators. The Predators taking that matchup easily, 131-73. Leading scorer for the 82s, Aaron Rodgers with 33 points. Leading scorer for the Predators, the Packers defense and special teams. The irony there, I guess. 28 points for them. And we move on up to our 4th matchup of the week, which was between the Orlando Pain and the Woodruff. This was another close one. I guess Ron could probably leave a message on this one too, however, but because I do got a smack talk running up in the other league right now. However, that matchup, the closest one of the week, 155-153, going to the tilt towards the Pain. Leading scorer for the Pain, Phillip Rivers with 36 points. Leading scorer for the Wood was Arian Foster with his 36 points. So it was pretty much deadlocked right there. And the projection actually had the Pain losing, but so I don't mess with them lines, man. They're all BS. Now we get up into our last matchup over here of last week's matchups. That was also another close one. That went between the Tallahassee Expendables and the Bronx Giants. 132-137. The Bronx Giants stand tall and pull this one out. Leading scorer for the Expendables was Eli Manning with 30 points. Leading scorer for the Giants was T.O. with his 27 points in last night's game against the Steelers. Now let's get into a preview of this week's matchups. You got the Florida Sharks taking on the K-Town Predators, so tough matchup for me. I got to go up against my brother. He's got a strong-ass team. He's got the Colts offense, so I know it's going to be rough for me because a lot of my offense is out. Second matchup, you got the Orlando Pain, who are sitting with an 8-1 record, taking on the 82s, so that looks like it's going to be a squash match there because the 82s are not active. 82s are sitting with a 2-7 record. However, the Orlando Pain, like I said already, are holding down an 8-1 record. And also in the first matchup, I hold a 6-3 going up against an 8-1 record. So see what happens. It's going to be tough for me. I've been on a streak, but it might break. Third matchup of the week puts up the Bronx Giants, who are holding a 6-3 record up against the Late Greats and their 2-7 record. Then you got another matchup here of closely even records between the New York Hitmen and the Tampa Bay Bulls. The Hitmen are 2-6-1. The Tampa Bay Bulls are 3-6. So we'll see how they move there. They move up in their standings next week. Final matchup of next week, or this weekend, would be the Woodruff taking on the Tallahassee Expendables. The Woodruff sports a 4-4-1 record, while the Tallahassee Expendables sport a 3-6 record. And See how it goes down. Well, this one's a little shorter, I guess. But yo, this is Flex. Week 9 edition of Fantasy Flex over and done with. Check out. Stay tuned. Keep it peeping. We'll be here next week, next Tuesday. Wrap up Week 10's wrap ups and matchups and all that. This is Flex. The Fantasy Flex is over. Flex out. Thanks for tuning in. See y'all next week.